Okay, so we're going to take a look. Oh, sorry, I look dark. It's because it's the evening, and for some reason I look darker. But as long as you can hear me and see what I'm doing with Reggie, that would be great. So we're going to take a look at changing a physical cue to a verbal cue. You can change a cue in any way to anything. You can change it to sense, to whatever, but our main focus is going to be getting our physical cues out and putting everything on a verbal cue. So how you go about it is you've got your end behavior and you've got it with a lure, we'll say, so, but you've gotten your lure down to the very minimal lure that you want to use. So we'll say we started a spin like this, and we now have an actual physical cue of a very small hand signal, but we want to get that hand signal out completely. So we want to change it to a verbal. Well, here's the trick. If any part of your body is moving when you say a word, your dog will not hear you. So dogs read body language, they read physical cues. That's why it's so much easier for them to pick stuff up when we show them what we want. They don't, words mean nothing to them. So what we need to do is we need to pair the word to the behavior. But if you do this, I'm going to pick a different word than what I've been using because he knows it and you're not going to appreciate it or whatever. So I'm just going to say like bored and show it. So if I were to go like this, bored, and do my hand signal at the same time, he didn't even hear the word bored. He had no idea. That's completely irrelevant to him. He just saw this big motion and that's all he saw. I could say hamburger, barbecue, chair, like it just doesn't matter. He's not even hearing the word I'm saying. So this is what has to happen. No hand movements, no, and he might turn just because I've rewarded it a few times because, you know, he's just going to assume that's what I want because he's gotten rewarded a few times. But this is how it's supposed to look. Bored, yes, good boy. No movement, I said the word bored, yes, good boy. You say the word, like half a second later, you give the cue. Bored, yes, good boy. Now I'm going to let him think about it. I did 3, and I'm going to pause a little bit longer. Bored, yes, good boy. So don't wait too long, just maybe a second. Bored, yes, good boy. So he's thinking about it. That's not his cue to turn that direction, but he's gotten rewarded enough that he's starting to think. Bored, yes, good boy. Bored, yes, good boy. Bored, yes, good boy. So you can see, now don't get me wrong, your dogs are not going to get this that quickly. He knows this behavior, he knows it with a lure, he knows it with another word. We just did a few of them and he's used to this training. So he knows that if I say something and I don't give emotion right away, but he's been rewarded for that a few times, that once dogs start to learn how to transfer something to a verbal cue, it gets a lot easier. They get more used to it and they're like, oh, I know this game. She's trying to pair, they don't literally think this, but they'll start to clue in that you're trying to pair the word that you're saying with the behavior that you keep asking for. So this may take, it took him a long time to do his right and lefts. It was really unbelievable, actually. So it may take, this could take 3 or 4 days. It could take 3 or 4 weeks. Like, who knows? But I don't push it too hard. So I get my I know I've got them down to my minimal cue. That's all that really matters right now. And then I may do a training session here and there with it. And that's about it. Like, I don't get too worried about it. If they don't pick it up, I try again next week. Or, you know, I may try in a couple days. If they don't pick it up, I may try in a couple days. The one thing I do is I always bring very high value rewards when I come in to train a new cue, because you want them to really be paying attention and going, I gotta figure out what this is she wants me to do. It's not a lot of fun for them. They don't want to listen to the word. The word means nothing to them. They want you to give them that hand signal. So you can play around with changing some things around, but some of your cues definitely work at getting your lures out, but that's the most important part. But I wanted you guys to have this information in case you got to this point and I hadn't already done this lesson for you. Okay? Have fun.